Hello, this is Jennifer. I'm not Jennifer. Welcome back to Broomstones Curling Club for the 2013 U.S. Junior National Curling Championships. I'm Amy Holdorf, but I will be switching out with Jennifer Leichter very shortly, and here is the co-host.
Hey, this is Todd Hebert. Welcome. We are brought to you today with our sponsors of Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods of Wayland, and also Brooms Up Curling Supplies. We're going to be featuring the Dropkin and Vukich rinks today on Sheet 2.
The Icemen are finishing the last-minute preparations for this afternoon's matches. We see the officials coming out onto the ice, and I see the teams milling around near the hacks. We should be starting shortly.
We have records?
It's on. Todd is looking up the current standings. We had 3 matches this morning. The Anderson rink from Pennsylvania won their draw. What else happened this morning? The
Myers rink beat Kramer,
yes.
and the Wright rink beat Flippo.
All right, we're on air, Jennifer. Jennifer's going to switch out with me. She'll introduce herself.
Hi everybody, I'm Jennifer Leichter. I'm a member of the Broomstones Club, and we're excited to have you joining us for this game, which promises to be a good one. So, I don't know, have you gone through who the players are who's playing?
We have not. I've just labeled the rink of the Sheet 2 that we're featuring. I've not done anything else with that.
Okay, and I can see that the Vukich team has a hammer, so they must have had the better draw shot distance.
Yeah, Vukich is 2-1 after a win last night, and Dropkin is also 2-1. They lost a tough game to Dunham last evening.
For those of you who don't know, the 4 players who are playing on the Vukich rink is Nick Connolly is the lead, Luke Violet is the second, Evan McCauley is the third, and Jake Vukich is the skip. This is Jake's 5th time at Nationals, and the balance of his team, Evan and Luke, have been twice, and Nick, this is his first time, so it's a team with a definite mix of experience. The Dropkin rink is a 5-member team, and the people who are playing today are Alex Fenton throwing lead, Mark Fenner second, Thomas Howell is third, and Corey is throwing skips rocks. So,
On the other sheets, we have on Sheet 1, we have Michigan, Schroeder, against Minnesota, Christensen. On Sheet 3, we have Alaska, the Fowler rink, against the USCA high performance team of Solom. And then on Sheet 4, we have the New York rink of Ely against Lindgren from North Dakota.
okay, and here they're just about to start.
All right, the head official has blown the whistle, and Fenson is out with his first stone.
Corey's calling for the guard. And did it slip into the house?
Nope.
Nope. So it looks like an excellent shot.
Really tight guard.
And Jake is asking for Nick to come around it. Looks a little heavy. They're off it. It doesn't look like it's finishing particularly well. Looks like it's going to be all the way through.
All the way through. It's a little quick early on.
Fence's second rock. Corey asked him to try and come around the other side, the opposite side, from the way that Jake and Nick come.
And this one seems to be bending quite a bit more.
It's also a little bit lighter, but it looks like it's going to crash here on the guard. And now that guard is in the house, so Jake is going to take it out.
Sweepers are on it.
Looks like it's a good shot. Okay. Corey's going to try again to come around that same guard, coming the same way, give it a little bit more ice this time. It looks like it's coming around. Looks like it's going to be a little bit deep.
Still seemed to finish late. Didn't curl very early, but finished late.
And Jake is going to try to clear this guard off. Doesn't seem to be looking for much, just the peel of the guard. Is that right?
So Corey's called to peel the guards. Keeping it clean in the first 10.
That's a very nice shot. He cleaned off the guard, got a nice guard for himself, and also took out the Washington counter, which was not counter, but the Washington stone, which was on the rings to the right.
And he even almost take out Caitlin Fowler over on sheet 3.
This is Luke's shot, and he kind of has a nice shot. Just came down and removed the stone on the rings. Be interesting to see here now. Corey's trying to come around the other way. This is where we saw before that it didn't appear to finish coming around very well, but we'll see how this stone does. Looks like it's going to be a little bit short. But I think Corey's happy, just as happy with the guard.
Yeah, that curled about 4 feet, so it's starting to finish on that side too. A couple stones on that side. Jake's going to try to peel the guards.
Trying to get both, but did just take the one guard off, and his shooter went over to provide him with a corner guard. Corey's going to try this come around again, same side.
Line looks pretty good if it finishes here.
Yeah, I think it looks like...
He left it open.
Didn't quite come behind. And Jake's going to try and get a little bit of hit and roll here, see if he can end up behind that same guard. Nice shot. Yeah, and it didn't seem to curl in as much over there.
Corey's going to try to hit and roll underneath the guard. Over on sheet 3, we have Solom sitting 4 with hammer, and still, I think, Vice Rock, and throwing their stone now. So they're setting themselves up for a big end here.
Okay. This is Corey's first rock. Again, it looks like it's going to be a little outside, running a little straighter here. So he's not going to get the roll behind. So Jake's going to try and remove this rock, maybe get the roll behind, or stay where he is. He's calling for the roll behind.
Looks inside. Well, still seems like it's falling out on that side over there a little bit.
It looks like he's
Yeah.
gonna. Yeah, he's
Get a
gonna. It's
roll.
about. Yeah.
Nice roll.
Yeah. Nice roll. Not quite behind, but the way it's been acting on this side over here, it may be different. That I'm not sure that Corey can hit this stone and stay around, or he would probably have to roll out to the outside.
Yeah, unless he's got to go down weight, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe hack weight at it.
Well, I think that must be the call, given the ice that he's showing here. Thomas is keeping him off it. They're waiting, hoping to get a little bit more finish.
May tick it out.
Yeah, he's going to tick it. He's got it.
Not going to stick around.
Yeah. And he does get the red rock off the rings. And Jake is just going to throw through on his last rock for a blank.
Well, on sheet 3, Solom is now sitting, I think, 6. And still has another shot to go.
So Vukich blanked the first end, and they're going on to the second end, retaining the hammer. Yeah. Overhead's on 3 now.
Yep.
So here you have Alaska looking to draw in, see if they can put a stone in here that Solom can't take out. This is the Alaska Skip's last rock.
Well, the sweepers are on it.
Looks a little light.
That's not going to reach the rings. It's going to leave Solom with a draw for 7.
Yep. Back on the sheet with our featured game. We're still looking at the draw for 7, but on the other side, just to let you know, the Dropkin rink again is putting up a guard. They're this time it's not close to the rings.
But it is right on the center line. Nice 2 guard.
Yeah. Okay, and here's Solom getting ready to draw for 7.
Draw for 7 with plenty of backing on the left side. It looks good.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on sheet 1, it looks like Christensen has at least 1, maybe 2, in the end of the first end.
And back on the back in our featured game, the Vukich Nick's first rock that was called to come behind the Dropkin guard slipped toward the back of the rings. It's as you can see, it's sitting in the middle of the 12-foot. And Corey called to have Alex put a stone, another guard up, and it came into the rings, and now Jake is going to remove it.
Meanwhile, on sheet 4, North Dakota scored 1 with hammer in the first end against Ely. Vukich removed the Dropkin stone in the top 12, but spilled.
And this time, Corey is calling for a draw to come around to the top 8. And Mark Stone, the sweepers, I think they think that the weight's pretty good, and they're looking to get it to finish.
And just shy of the top 4. It looks good.
It's not completely behind that guard, so Jake's going to call for a down weight hit to see if maybe he can get a clear that stone off of there and roll. He changed it now. He's looking to roll to the outside.
Looks like that might spill out.
Yep. Okay. So Corey's going to try coming around the other side here. We haven't seen any stones come down on this side of the sheet. So this is the first draw we've seen over here.
He had his broom just on the outside of the 8-foot, and it's gonna get to the button. It might even cross over if it finishes, but and just on center line, right behind the guard.
Jake wants Luke to peel the guard.
Just off a nose. Opens it up.
That was a good peel.
Christensen hung their score in the first end, and they got 2 out of that.
Corey's trying to put the guard back up, and this is Thomas Howe's first shot. And this guard is a little bit closer. And again, Vukich is going to try to peel this, maybe see if he can get the one behind also. But just a peel.
Looks like he's asked Thomas to put the guard back. A little lighter than the last one. They're sweeping it pretty hard. Trying to get it back to the center line. And he's going to leave it open for a hit.
So this is Evan's first stone. They're trying to take it off, see if they can come close to this guard and roll it to the outside. Okay. So they look at the, so Corey's first shot, he's going to take off the, he's going to see if he can hit the shot that Evan just just through, see if he can hit that and get the roll behind the guard that he put up there.
I don't think he's going to get the roll behind the guard unless this bends a ton here at the end.
Here it's coming.
Yeah,
It looks like
does.
it's coming a little bit.
Oh, that curled a lot. He must have
Yeah.
much lower weight. That looks pretty good.
Looks like it rolled a little far, and it's open again.
Jam possibility on this one now. Oh, Becca Funk just made a nice shot on sheet one, raising her own guard and taking out the one on the forefoot. They're sitting two without hammer, but
Okay.
last vice rock.
Jake shot us away. You can see it's a lower weight hit.
Nice
And he
shot.
does get that nice hit in the roll behind the corner guard over here. So he's sitting two, and this is Corey's last shot.
Looks like he's going to try to take out the one in the back.
Right. Right. So this is so Corey's elected to try to take out the one in the back here. Looks like if he knows that he will be the counter, and he might have the opportunity to be behind the guard a little bit, to be a little bit more difficult for Jake to take out. And Thomas has the sweepers off it, but it looks like it's coming in here.
It rolled off, and now Vukich has a draw for two.
Yeah, he moves the broom out a little bit. He's going to try and use Corey's stone for backing just in case.
The supers are cleaning a little bit, but the weight looks good.
And so he gets his deuce, and Dropkin will have the hammer in the third end.
Meanwhile, on sheet 3, we're up to the last skip rocks. Solom is about to throw her last stone without the hammer and is sitting 1 at the moment.
She looks like she's going to draw in and give Fowler a shot for to hit it and take 1.
I have the overhead of sheet 3 for you now. On sheet 1, Christensen just barely missed a hit and crashed on the guard, and now it leaves Schroeder with a draw for 2.
Okay. And Vukich, instead of playing quite as aggressively as Dropkin was, has decided to take his first stone and put it in the house. And Corey, Dropkin Rink, is going to go for a corner guard here. So he gets a nice corner guard, mid guard, and this time Jake asks Nick to put up a guard.
And on sheet 1, Schroeder came up short for the draw for 2 and takes 1, so they're down 2-1 after 2. Alaska's sweeping pretty hard to get that 1, and they end up getting the 1. So after 2, it's 7-1.
Solom 7, Fowler 1 on sheet 3.
And on sheet 4, let's see, we've got...
They're still playing the second end over here.
In their last skip stones, Lindgren's got a possible double to be sitting 3, but Ely has hammer.
So back on our featured sheet, the Washington guard didn't quite cover it up, so Corey had asked for a draw on top of the Washington stone that's sitting inside the rings, and it came up a little bit short. So it now looks like it's pretty close to. It's not frozen to that other guard.
Oh, sheet 2 overhead. And Vukich tried to peel the guard and left his own guard there. And they're not quite wired on G2 for the guards here.
He was Vukich was trying to peel that guard and then roll and get another center guard in the middle here. And instead of that, it stayed over there. But he still has a guard, and he's still keeping. He still has a good option to try to set up a steal here. So Corey calls for Mark to try to run back and clear off his guard and the stone behind it. And it did take off the guard, but did leave his there. And so now you've got the 3 different guards in front of the house, with the one Washington stone sitting just above, just in the top 4 foot. On sheet 4, it's a measure. I'm not sure if they're measuring for second shot or measuring for first shot. So we don't know the result yet of what happened in the second end in the Ely Lindgren game.
Vukich had a lot of talk with his team about this shot, but it looks like he's ended up trying to throw a guard.
This looks a little keen, and it might come down and tap the Dropkin rock here.
Right between the 2 guards.
And that's a nice shot.
Corey looking for the angle raise on his own guard to get the one off the 4 foot.
And they're on it right away.
And they're right off.
Yeah, looks like.
It's coming back. It's coming back and looking pretty good.
Yeah, so it did hit that. It's moved it to the back of the rings.
It's still a good biter. Right?
So there.
Yeah.
And now Washington is going to look to see if they can somehow find a way to get something behind these guards here. So Jake is calling for the draw around.
Looks like Lindgren scored on sheet 4 and stole 1. So.
Did they?
The draw around for Vukich ended up being a little deep. Just squeezed it by the guard. But
she actually stole 2.
Oh, she stole 2 over there on sheet 4.
On sheet 4, yeah.
So Lindgren's up 3-0 after 2. So Corey looks like he's asking for the draw around to try to get to the 4 foot.
With the Washington stones, both of them in the back of the house, it gives Corey an opportunity to.
Well, they're sweeping this pretty hard to get by the guard. And it just sweeps by. Nice sweep.
Nice. Came right by, and Corey
right
ends
on.
up with the rock. Thomas's. That was Thomas's shot. Excellent draw right behind the 2 guards.
Jake's looking for the freeze on top of that one. Finish enough for him?
Let's hang it. It's quite a bit wider than Thomas's rock was.
Just slides by the one on the top four. Oh, Corey's he got it all the way out.
So for Thomas's second shot, Corey's going to have him draw around on the other side. This looks like it's coming right around and is going to be right behind the corner guard.
Vukich is contemplating raising his own long guard here. That looks like what he's going to call.
So he's going to try this run back. Probably looking to see that if he's not successful, he'll open it up. So.
Gets this just on nose. He might drive the one on the right side of the forefoot and into the other one. So that this could line up to be a really good shot for him. He's thrown a ton of weight at it, and it's outside of nose. It does clear one.
It does clear one. Does open it up and also leaves Washington with the guard directly in front of the Dropkin stone.
In the third end on sheet 3, it looks like Alaska's just having trouble keeping anything in the rings, and Solom is sitting 4 again with hammer here.
So Corey is trying to draw around here. Pretty much draw right on top of his stone, which is sitting in just above the button.
Well, they started sweeping hard about halfway down the sheet. And now they're off again, on again.
Trying to get it to finish a little bit.
It's in the 12-foot. Is it
Well,
the second counter?
It's second. Not only is it second counter, but I think he's got it so that they can't do the raise, the run back anymore. There's still possibly a double. At least that's what Vukich is looking for, but it did take away the run back.
That double was a crash.
Alright, Vukich is in the hack, about ready to go. Gives it a big push at the end. And he does get the double. That's a nice shot. Very nice shot. Leaves Corey with a draw for one. Or, if he takes it out, he could try to spill and blank. Which looks like he's what he's going to try to do. Well, they're sweeping it pretty good here. It is going to take out the red one, and is it going to stick around? No, that's going to go out. Alright, so Corey blanks the end. And down 2-0 after 3. Meanwhile, Solom on sheet 3 has an open hit for 4. Okay, we have sheet 3 up for you, and this is the final shot. And take out for 4 to go up 11-1 after 3. Looks good. You know, we have final skip stone on sheet 1. Christensen appears to be sitting 2. And is called for a draw for 3. Just needs to get full 8 on sheet 1 for 3. The sweepers are off from it. Just have a little backing. But it looks maybe a little too heavy. Might knock her second counter out, and she's only going to take 2. So Christensen is up 4-1 after 3. Corey took out and blanked. Took out the back one. Meanwhile, we're up to skip stones on sheet 4. Ely has hammer. It's their first skip stone. Sitting 1 at the moment. So for the New York rink, we have Ely has been skipping the game, but Emily Walker of Broomstones has been throwing skip stones. Looks like a good draw to sit 2.
Trying to draw behind cover on the right-hand side.
And both stones seem to be under pretty good cover. Back to our featured sheet, we've got Dropkin. Nice takeout of the one on the 4-foot by Fenson.
Washington's going to try with a little bit of a lower weight takeout to come hit that stone and try and roll behind their corner guard.
He called him on it right away. It looks like this might crash on the guard.
Yep, they're on the guard.
I'm going to roll it under. And almost all the way out. On sheet 4, lingering her last shot, ended up taking the draw that Emily just put up to sit 2 and got a nice hit to take it out. So Emily's left with another draw to get 2. Down 3-0 in that game.
And Corey has elected here to try and come around the outside of his corner guard here. See if he can get one behind this guard. And the sweepers are off it. It looks a little heavy. But it looks like it's going to be
Just back of the 4-foot.
just back in the 4-foot.
Seem to be putting a lot of handle on their stones. It's trying to keep it straighter out there.
Washington rink is going to try to take this one out again, see if he can roll over to the right on top of the Dropkin stone.
A little too much roll, it's going to get all the way out.
Dropkin's trying to put another one behind the corner guard again. This time he's coming from the inside.
Sweepers are off it. It looks a little heavy. Gonna get a bump on his backstone, or go right by. It's gonna hang around in the back.
And so Washington, after looking at clearing the guard, has decided that they're going to draw behind and see if they can sit on top of the Dropkin stone behind the guard.
Got a little bit of a bump on the Dropkin stone, and looks like he's going to try to. Dropkin's going to ask for the freeze on top of the Vukich stone that was just thrown. Maybe get a little bump to the back here. think Howell just talked him into a little stronger of a bump than he originally wanted. He crosses over the center line. Looks like a really nice shot.
Really nice shot. He's going to get a great little
yeah.
back. So now he's sitting 3.
Now Vukich will peel the guard. He successfully peels the guard and gets a corner guard. Corey's going to put it back. Still a lot of handle on these stones. That's a lot of rotations on that rock, and it looks like it's coming in to maybe bite the top 8. Sitting 4 with hammer.
So it's Skip's first rock.
Looking for the double or triple, maybe.
Well,
Getting rid of some yellow.
he's definitely trying to reduce the number of yellow rocks in play.
Got a lot of weight. It's gonna hit just off her nose and just gets the 1.
He just gets a 1, so now it looks like Corey is sitting 2. And he's
I'm gonna try to draw behind the red.
Well, this stone really has 2 purposes. He wants to put in another counter, of course, and he also wants to make it more difficult for Jake to get those 2 off that are already in there.
Corey's first stone is coming into the house. Gonna get behind the red, maybe. Not quite behind the red, but might leave Jake with a little promote here to the backing, or is he gonna go for the? Gonna try to go for the double here still. Yeah.
Jake elects to try again to double a couple of these off. Maybe. I think there is a triple there, so it depends on what he gets. I'm sure he's going to be throwing a lot of weight.
Sweepers have been off it the whole way. Looks like it's just gonna. Oh, nice shot! And got a double out of it, and he's counting one. Corey looks like if he hits it, he might get just two.
Corey has to hit this red stone and flop over. All he has to do is hit the red stone and stay around, and outcount the other red stone. Well, that's kind of obvious.
Meanwhile, on sheet 3, Alaska down 11-1 in the fourth with no stones in the house. Their last rock, they decided to blank the end, so they are down 11-1 after 4. We're up to skip stones on sheet 1. With Christensen leading Schroeder at 4-1 after 3. And Christensen is sitting 3 at the moment. And Schroeder's draw to the button is just crashed on a guard, so Christensen will put up another guard here to try to protect the button.
Corey's on his way.
It looks like he's got it nose. Yeah. For 2. That was a nice shot by Jake to cut him down to 2. So we're tied up after 4.
They didn't measure, so it's clear one way or another.
Sheet 1, Christensen has let her rock go, and it looks like it's gonna come into the 4-foot. And sitting 4, Schroeder with hammer. And Schroeder is called for a timeout.
Now we're down on sheet 4, the Ely Lindgren game. They're into Skip's rocks. And it looks like Emily Walker's again trying to draw around. They're currently sitting, it looks like 2. Trying to steal here. She's trying to put up another guard. And see if she can steal over here on sheet 4.
Successful guard.
Mm-hmm. So again, Corey choosing an aggressive strategy. He chooses to put up the guard. And Jake is going to try to come right around it. Back at our featured game, excuse me.
Schroeder has gone down to the other end of the ice to throw her final stone. Looks like they're going to go for a hit here. Try to cut Christensen down.
Looks like here that fence into a nice come around, coming, drawing behind the guard that they had put up, and Jake is going to try and improve on that. Second shot.
On sheet 1, Christensen, Schroeder tried to do a takeout of the one near the forefoot to cut her down, and she ended up crashing on the guard and raising Christensen in for 5. Sheet 4, Emily Walker with her last stone without hammer here. Oh, and it looks,
Yeah, because Lindgren.
Lindgren had a nice shot over there.
Yeah, she did. So instead of Lindgren decided to try to draw around the guards instead of clearing the guards on her last shot and put her stone right on the button.
So Emily's going to try to draw down and try to bump it back a little.
Crashes on the guard. So now Lindgren will see if there's a way for her to get a second one drawing in that same way.
Jen's mic isn't working at all.
Good? Featured sheet, Vukich is tasked to Nick to clear the guards.
And he does a good
Or Luke,
job.
sorry, Luke to clear the guards.
To peel the top guard.
And Corey will ask Mark to put it right back.
On sheet 4, it looks like Lindgren's draw-in was a little bit heavy, and it looks like she might have knocked herself back. In fact, they can't tell who is counting and have called for a measure again. So they are measuring to see which has shot rock on sheet 4.
So Mark puts up the guard on sheet 2 for Dropkin, and Vukich has asked Luke again to peel the guards. Probably get a couple, the ones off the rings. And no, he just took the guard out, but replaced the one in the rings.
And Dropkin has asked Thomas to draw around. Or is this not Thomas's shot? What shot is this one?
Yep, this is Thomas's first shot. Yeah. And looks like they're gonna squeeze. Oh,
he's
gonna
crash.
crash on the one in the 12, but he sitting 3, trying to steal.
So Jake is seeing if Evan can take this one off and roll behind.
They missed the line, cut the edge of the first wave.
Oh, this looks like
Looks inside of that. He gets one out and spills. On sheet 3 with a lot Fowler against Solom, it's more of the same. Solom is sitting 3 at least, and Fowler has hammer, but just can't keep anything in the rings today.
so. Thomas's second shot. They're trying to draw. They're looking for the draw around again. It looks good. It's not quite as close to the guards, tight to the guards as the earlier shot.
It's still left open. They just couldn't finish it.
So Jake is trying to see if he can get 2 of these off here.
He's gonna come the other way and try to get the outside one first. It is higher, so you can get the roll on the inside against the other one.
Yeah, but it hangs out a little bit. He just hits the end. Hits the edge and rolls out. And it does look like Lindgren did knock her stone back, and Ely stole one in the 4th end. So after 4 on sheet 4, it's New York Ely's team tied up with Lindgren.
Yeah, Corey's first stone. They're going to try to draw around the guards again. See if they can bury it this time. Oh, it looks pretty narrow. It's gonna crash on the guards. They're sweeping it pretty hard still. Crashes on the guard, but it took that guard away for any promote later. But Jake is going to call for the takeout for the one in the 8-foot and try to sit behind the cover.
She went back down to get lunch.
Oh, and Jake looks like he's going to crash on the guards as well. Oh, no, it just squeaked
wow.
by.
It
If
just
it
snuck by.
might have kissed that, his own guard, but just snuck by and took it out and isn't sitting behind cover, but got the one off the 8-foot. Corey's now going to try to take that one out. Force him to 1.
No. Okay. There's just something interesting on sheet 4. So they had the measure on sheet 4 in the 4th to see whether who was counting. It seems
Yeah,
like they hung it up as a blank.
they hung it as a blank, so it's too close to tell.
Yeah.
Corey's rock looks pretty good here to take this one out. He'll be he might stick around for.
So
Looks like he's sticking around. He's sitting 2 without the hammer, so Jake's gonna
draw around. Either draw or hit.
Draw or hit that outside one.
Yeah, see.
He's calling for the hit. 2 stones in the 12-foot, open draw. He's gonna go for the hit. Oh, in Alaska, Fowler rink had a draw for 1 at the end of the 5th, so they are down 11-2 at the 5th end break. Oh, the sweepers are sweeping it. That's gonna flash or just it flashed it. Just got a little nick off that one, but Corey ends up with a steal of 2, and now he's up 4-2 at the 5th end break. Gotta wonder if he really should have gone for the draw on that shot. He might need the draw later. So.
I don't think we have seen Jake throw any draws.
No,
this game.
I don't think so. No, he definitely likes the hit, but it seemed to hurt him in that end. We're up to final skip rocks on sheet 1. Christensen is up 9-1, is sitting 1 and drawing in, trying to draw behind some cover for 2 at the moment. 4-foot looks pretty blocked off right now.
I think that with the way that the rocks are moving, I think that she
You
can
get around
into
there.
the 4-foot. I think that the 4-foot. I mean, we have been seeing 4, sometimes as much as 5-foot
5-foot,
swing.
yeah.
So I think this is a little bit heavy, but.
Yeah. So Christensen's shot is sitting on the back 4. So I guess Schroeder can now just come and sit on that one and count for 1. The Icemen are taking care of sheets 2 and 3 at the 5th end break. Greg Eisenhower doing the broom. Put in a lot of hours to get this ice where it is today. Okay, last skip rock on sheet 1. Schroeder has let it go. Sweepers are sweeping it. Looks like she's going to go for the hit on the Christensen one in the back 4. And looks good, so she gets her 1. It's now they're down 9-2 after the 5th end break. Only action is on sheet 4. Got a couple of measures, so they're a little behind. Lindgren gets this one in. She'll be sitting 3.
But
Gonna
looks like
crash
she's
on the
mixed
guard.
the guard, but
Gets a
looks
guard
like
out
she's
of
got
it.
a nice guard out of it. So she's sitting 2 behind cover.
Ely and Walker are contemplating a shot. They have a raise on their own guard out there if they wanted to.
Yeah, they're looking at that. They're trying to see if they can possibly draw around this other red one.
Yeah, she's calling a lot of ice, so. So to summarize, sheets 1, 2, and 3 are at the 5th end break. Christensen is beating Schroeder 9-2. Dropkin is up over Vukich 4-2. Solom is beating Fowler 11-2. They're still on Vice Rocks on sheet 4. Ely's shot trying to squeak through the 2 guards. Looks like it's going to crash on the Lindgren guard and push it into the top 12.
Right. So with her, is this the...
This is I think the last Vice Rock for Lindgren, I think.
Yeah, last Vice Rock for Lindgren. And she's trying to put up a guard.
Bless you. Bless you. Looks that guard a little heavy. Right up in the call on the tap. And, the tap and get that guard hidden behind the red, so she can't promote that one. She looks like Ely can still promote the outside one, or there's a port to go through to take the one out that she just threw. Looks like that's going to be the call. We're back from the break on sheets 2 and 3. Should mention that we're brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods of Wayland, and Broomstones Curling Supplies.
That's right.
Some of our other sponsors are Boston Curling Club, Great Lakes Curling Association, Olson Curling Supplies, and the Broomstones Ladies Curling Club. I'd like to thank our sponsors, bringing in the action today. First skip stone on sheet 4. Emily Walker has thrown. It's gone. Nice shot through the port to freeze on the yellow and sit in the 4-foot. A little bit of a bump.
Looks like she
Maybe shot.
maybe second shot.
Yeah,
But
that
definitely,
definitely second.
Definitely second shot.
Yeah.
But
Nice shot.
has a very nice shot. This facing, looking like Lindgren was building up a big end over there.
Lindgren's going to try to bump it back. Featured game. We got Corey has put one in the rings and has put up a guard, so looking to steal some more. Sheet 1 will be back in action in a moment. Boy, they're really sweeping over on sheet 4, that Lindgren stone.
Nice
He's
stone.
gonna get the nice bump. Now she's sitting 4.
3 to me.
Is there another one over there?
I know.
I think there's. I think we got some supers in our way. Yeah.
Yeah, she is sitting 4. Yeah. And Jay could try to come around the Dropkin stones here, and left it a little bit short, but I think he can use that one in the future. And Corey's trying to decide whether to and Corey elects to try to have Alex draw around this one. No, this isn't Alex. This
We're up to Mark.
Yeah.
He's his broom was outside the rings and looks pretty good. They're saying it's a little heavy.
Yeah, they're saying it's a little heavy. And it does indeed look like it's going to go deep in the house.
Vukich may get it out. Bite her in the back. Didn't curl very much way out there. A couple of feet maybe. So what did Ely's last shot? I can't really see what the outcome was with the sweepers in the way, but let's see if we can get a good view for you in a minute.
So Vukich is trying to do the same come around that the Dropkin rink just tried. It's not quite as heavy, but it does seem to be a little bit hanging out. And he has drawn around, but is still exposed.
Well, it looks like Lindgren took a bunch over there. I don't think Ely's last shot removed anything. So we'll see where they're going to post a score here. And they take 4 in the 5th, so they go to the 5th end break. Lindgren over Ely 7-2.
Back in our featured game, Mark removed the Washington rock, and once again Washington's going to try to draw behind. This one, whereas their first attempt at this draw was a little bit outside, this one looks like it's going to be quite tight to the guard. In fact, it nicked the guard and is again out in the open.
Looks like Corey's still counting 1. Calling for the hit on the back one. And this is close. They are sweeping it pretty hard to get by there. Oh, now he calls them up. Must have dragged it out just enough. Nice shot. It clears both stones out of the back.
And
Vukich is contemplating peeling the guard. Looks like he's struggling with a decision here. Now he goes for the draw. Taking a lot less ice than they had before. do have some backing in the back 8. Got to get it by the guard. They're sweeping it pretty hard now. They're going to kiss the guard again and roll off. Now I think he took that other redstone out of play for him later.
Yeah, I think that's...
With enough weight to punch that yellow out, right?
But that yellow now is arguably
It's a little bit open on that
exposed,
side,
so-
yeah. Corey's contemplating a couple of shots, and he looks like he's going to go back to the draw again. Looks pretty good.
And a lovely draw. Didn't quite bury, but he did come through the port.
Just above the tee line. So sheets 1 and 3 with the Christensen, Schroeder, and Solomon Fowler ranks. Christensen and Solomon being up have just kept it really nice and clean. Evans' takeout attempt has crashed on his guard and punched the other Dropkin stone to the 4-foot. So now he's sitting. Corey's still sitting 3. Again, without hammer, trying to steal here. Corey's first shot coming up. All the action has been on the other side of the sheet. He decides to go to the right side of the sheet this time. Trying to get the guard.
Is he looking for a guard, or is he looking for it to be a 4th counter?
Maybe a 4th counter.
I think he's looking for the 4th counter because he signaled he wanted it to end up in the
8 foot.
Yeah.
Thomas is holding the broom about a foot outside the 8 foot. Not quite, but expecting about 4 feet of curl there. It's just going to be shy, looking for the guard. Yeah, just a little light.
That's a nice shot. It's Corey's stone is still a little bit peeking out on the outside, but I don't think that...
Yeah. Vukich looking for the hit and roll on the outside one to get to the inside. I don't know if it's high enough to get all the way over there. Enough weight, maybe he might be able to, but...
Well, he's got two shots here. He can either try and draw on the one
on the
yellow,
one that, yep.
or he can do this one, the hit and roll, or...
But as we experienced last couple ends, Vukich really has been staying away from the draw, so he'll go for the hit. And the Vukich stone looks like it's outside or nose here, so he's not going to get the roll to the inside, but he does. He gets almost gets the double.
Yeah, almost gets the double, but effective.
It's effective, yeah. Now Corey's just going to take that one out and try to get a little bit of an inside roll. Last stone on sheet 1, Christensen has a takeout for 3, it looks like.
And it's looks like the game on sheet 3 is over. So.
Head official is walking out to post a 6-end score, I think. Oh, Christensen looked a little wide on that shot and takes the red stone out and doubles off her own, and she ends up getting 1. So now Christensen is up 10-2 through 6.
And Corey's stone is away, and they've got it on him now. It looks like it's gonna
Maybe a nose hit.
Nose hit.
And he's sitting 2. That nose hit is not going to. He could probably. He looks like he's going for the double here. It's be a double for 2. It looks like though.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an easy double because you got to play the other turn at it. It's the unnatural turn.
Just staying away from the draw. I think he has the nice draw around the outside to get to the top of that other yellow if he wanted to, but.
But I think he thinks that he either gets the double,
Or he gives up the 1.
no, or he maybe he gets a roll.
The last few shots have hung out on this this line with any weight, so.
I think they decided they wanted to try and get further out, but they shouldn't have.
So they posted the final score on sheet 3. So Solom took 1 in the 6th and finished 12-2 over Fowler. This hammer shot looks like it's got maybe nose just inside and nose. Going to get enough roll. Not enough to get the 1. So Dropkin steals another one in the 6th to go up 5-2.
To go up, 5-2 after 6. It also looks like the game on sheet 1 is over. That's the final score.
Yeah, it looks like a final of 10-2 for Christensen over Schroeder. And sheet 4 again, the score is Lindgren 7, Ely 2. Ely is sitting 2 in the house at the moment. But there's plenty of stones still left to play.
This time Dropkin takes a more conservative strategy, and he's going to have his leads first rock come fully into the house.
Yeah, up by 3 now. He's just happy to trade 1s here.
Okay. So, second rock, and
Alex, yeah, he makes it around the guard. Now he's sitting 2, setting up for the steal. Those lead stones are very important. He keeps setting them up. Our next draw is going to be at 4 o'clock. It's a complete men's draw. We have Pedersen versus Kramer, Flippo versus Dunham, Stubbe versus Wright, and Hodek versus Myers. 4 o'clock. What's our featured game, Amy? 4 o'clock. Don't rush. We have time. We have plenty of time. So we have Alaska versus Pennsylvania. Flippo versus Dunham is our featured game. It looks like sheet 2 again, right? Corey's just keeping it clean, just taking out the red stones in the rings. Now he's still sitting 2.
we're going to see here where Washington's going to try and draw onto the Dropkin stone in the back of the forefoot.
It looks pretty close.
Just short.
Just a little short.
So Dropkin's going to try to.
Thank you, Amy. And just peeling the guards.
Washington's going to counter by just trying to tap up their red stone. It looks like it's hanging out a little bit. It doesn't look like he's going to get the tap he's looking for, more of a split.
Up the skip rocks on sheet 4. Emily Walker throwing her first stone. They have hammer, and she is sitting 1 at the moment. Dropkin Rink has successfully removed the other red, getting a roll. Oh, almost a freeze to the other stone. Not sure what the call is on sheet 4. Lindgren's last stone. They're sitting 2, have a possibility of a bump on the outside one, but they're without ice. It looks like they're throwing up a guard, maybe?
Well,
Or trying to get through the fort?
No, see, Lindgren has, it's only, they're sitting second shot.
Yeah. Looked like they might have had a tap on the outside one to bump it to the button, but have chosen to just guard up the middle, it looks like. Or try to get through a very tiny port.
It looks like they're going to tap up the red one.
Well, they guarded up the 4 foot, so then Ely has a shot to possible shot for 2. Oh, that's a great double. Great
Very
double by
lovely.
Thomas.
Yeah. Okay. So Vukich is going to try to just, he's going to have Evan try to do, is he calling now for the takeout? He was looking for the draw onto it.
Yeah, he's calling the takeout of the outside one in the 12 foot, 8 foot area, and trying to get the roll over to the one on the 4 foot. So again, these guys like to hit. And he swept that pretty hard. That's gonna roll over the top of it, I think. Oh no, it does bump it back.
Nice
Yeah, nice shot. Now Corey's just going to get rid of that one.
Over on sheet 4, Emily Walker, with her last shot, tried a hit and roll to see if she could outcount the Lindgren shot, which was a second shot. And she did hit the hit and roll, but didn't get the roll quite far enough, so ended up taking 1. So after 4, it's 4 to 7. Lindgren 7, Ely 4.
Corey's first shot. It's going to remove the red, but it's going to peel off. Vukich calling for the freeze on the button.
The freeze to the one in the back 4.
They're sweeping it pretty hard. And got a little bit of a bump. Slight bump. Corey's going to throw a lot of weight at this to try to remove both stones, I think.
Yep.
that
There
spills
goes.
everything. So Vukich with hammer has a choice to draw for the 1 or to blank the end.
Yeah, he goes for the blank.
So he's down 5-2 through 7. The Dropkin rink is waiting to throw their first stone. There's a new rule this year that between ends, the 1-minute break, you can't throw your stone until there's 10 seconds remaining in that clock. So, oh, and this stone looks like it's flashing red. I think it flashed red. You see that? So I don't know. It's not flashing red anymore, but it did flash red before the hog line. So. They aren't doing anything about it.
So Washington elects to put up a corner guard. Corey's going to draw around. And have Alex draw around his front yellow. And he does a very nice draw. Draws to the top 4. Washington's trying to draw around, and instead he's going to draw us right up to the right up to the front Dropkin stone. Corey's going to see if he can peel both red stones off.
It's pretty close. Vukich putting up another guard over here. And Corey's gonna peel it. Nice peel.
So that was a nice shot there by the
Another nice shot by Thomas. Gets it out. Dropkin still sitting one.
and Vukich is looking at the run back here to see if he can get rid of the Dropkin stone, or he's trying to see if perhaps it's better for him to draw around. And he chooses to draw to see if he can freeze to that stone.
The sweepers are pounding this one pretty good. Don't know if it's going to get behind the guard. It's going to line it up for a double peel for Corey.
And Corey's looking to see if he can get Thomas to clear off this red stone. Maybe get a little bit of a roll over to the right.
Nice shot.
Very nice shot.
Nice shot. Vukich is going to try to take this one out and
Looks like he's looking for both to open it up and to possibly get the...
Maybe get a roll over to the left.
Right.
Try to get a biter out of it.
Try and get the one off the button also in addition.
And that's gonna hit nose. Oh, he does get a nice. Gets the one off the button. Clears out the house. Corey can decide to peel both of those. Vukich wanting to score multiple points here. It's looking pretty grim. And Corey has just punched the cards over and hasn't removed anything, so nothing gained there. Didn't bump anything into the house though, so. Vukich has some split opportunities here.
He's going to try to draw one around first.
Yep.
See.
Leave the split for later.
So, I believe this is Jake's first straw, right?
Yes.
This is the first straw that Jake has elected to make this game.
And we're in the 8th end.
Looks like...
it's gonna bump the guard.
It's gonna bump the guard. Looks like we're gonna see the split here.
Well, he puts one under cover.
Well, that looks like a
Splits
nice
the
shot.
house, yeah, very nice shot.
Well, so arguably, perhaps he was not calling for the draw.
Well, you go for the draw first, and then if you get the split and it's a bonus, maybe? I don't know. So now...
So does that count then as
a made shot or
as a draw
as
shot?
a draw, yeah.
I don't know. I think that was not necessarily be a draw shot yet. So I think we could say that we still have yet to see Jake throw a draw shot.
And so it's looking better for Vukich to score multiple here, but Corey's going to try to take this one out and try to roll behind the cover. It's a long way to roll. I think if anything, he wants to be left in the house here at the end.
It doesn't look like he's going to get the inside roll.
Oh.
No.
But if he hits a nose, I think that's fine, because then it doesn't allow Vukich to try to split the other one on and take three. So that's. So. That was the key there. You definitely wanted to stay in the house.
Okay.
He's gonna hit it for two.
So taking two, well, we'll see if he makes it. And over on sheet 4.
Yeah, it looks like Lindern took 2 in the 7th to go up 9-3 through 7. So yet again, we have Vukich with a hit. This one's an inside-out hit.
I think he was seeing that some of the Dropkin stones were.
Oh, this is not gonna stick around. Oh, and it flashed.
Flash.
That's a close. That might be a measure.
Ah.
They're looking at it pretty close, but
I think it looks like it's a one yellow.
one yellow, yeah. Oh, they kicked the stone, so they've made a decision, and still tough to tell.
From our angle, it looked like one yellow, so.
And it is.
Yep.
So Dropkin's up 6-2 through 8. Sorry, through 8.
Yep.
And sheet 4 is nearly an end behind because of a couple of measures. So looks fairly clean over there, being up 9-3.
Looks like the Dropkin rink throws through. I think Vukich had seen that some of the Dropkin stones, as they had come down on the outside over there, had looked like they had fallen out.
Yeah.
And so he elected to go for the other turn, which was an unknown turn that nobody had thrown, and didn't get the kind of movement that he was hoping for.
It's a shot I struggle with too, the inside outs. I tend to more go outside in. Sometimes you have to throw them that way, and well, Vukich put up the guard, and now Dropkin's gonna throw another one through. So.
Okay. So Dropkin had mark clear one guard, and we're seeing Vukich try to put it back up again.
Say that again.
So now, Dropkin has cleared both of the Washington guards, and Vukich is trying to put up another one.
Oh, looks right.
So,
Score?
no, Vukich missed one. What happened to his card? Did you see what happened to his
Oh,
card?
no, I missed it. No, I missed it. Sorry.
Okay.
Trying to multitask.
Sorry, we were watching over on sheet 4 for a second and missed a couple of shots here in our feature game. So we'll try and pay a little bit better attention. So Vukich's guard slips into the house, and Dropkin's going to take it out again.
That's a nice peel.
Nice peel.
I think
Lucas-
Corey would take this guy in the game all day at this point. Vukich puts up the guard. Corey's trying to peel it out. It's like Groundhog Day. Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice peel.
Got a little more of nose than I think you wanted on that one.
Making the sweepers get a little bit of exercise there. And again, Vukich is calling for the guard.
Guard is up. Corey's first shot going for the peel. Vukich is going to end up with a draw at some point in this end.
He could elect to throw through.
He could. Might blank this end as well.
I would think he'd take one to go down 3 without,
Or blank and be down 4 with. Yeah. Well, this one looks much more nose than his last one. Oh, but he still gets it out.
Still gets it
Yeah,
out.
nice job. Alright, so now he's going to try to play the guard on the other side. Got a tight guard this time.
And it's down to final skips rocks. Emily Walker's final rock on sheet 4 in the 8th end, and she's drawing in. She had sitting 1, and she's drawing in for second shot.
Looks like they.
And that looks like a good shot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So they'll get their 2.
Yeah, she's got her 2.
Down 9-5.
Yeah, 9-5 after 8.
Jake's got a pretty tight guard. And Corey will try to get rid of it again. Or he could choose to draw if he wanted to. And really force him to one.
So, I guess, I mean, it's a...
Looks like that's what he's might do.
Yeah.
So Corey's going to try to draw away from the guard keep him from trying to split the house and try to force him to one, I guess.
Well, no, it wouldn't force him to one.
No, he could still, that's true. You could still split it out.
But he wouldn't have the opportunity to split that.
Right,
that
for two, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So you can either take out the guard or draw in. So either one, he's chosen to put one in the house. It's going to go to the back of the house. It might actually go through. No, it bites the back.
Shot.
Bites the back. So Vukich is going to try the split anyway. And he's called for a timeout. I think that's a tough one to split and now get both of them and count that back yellow. So
Yeah.
That was a nice shot by Corey. Coach for Washington is reaching his team now.
Gone are the days when the coaches used to march right down the center of the sheets. They now have to stay off the playing surface as they approach the game. And
they have 1 minute with the team while their clock is running as well. So they have some travel time to get there, and they have 60 seconds to get to the far end. And then once the coach gets there, their clock actually starts. So.
Right, and they can't bring their fifth onto the ice for that meeting any longer either.
Alright, the timeout is over, and
looks like
the decision is to go for a straight draw. So he'd be down, if he makes this, he'd be down 3 without hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm sure Corey will just have Alex throw his first 2 stones through and keep it very clean. So again, a very rare draw from Vukich. Oh no, he was going for the split. That wasn't a lot of ice to go for the split, but I guess you had to throw it hard enough to get. Oh, to get both of them into the 12-foot, and
looks like
he's short, and Dropkin might have just stolen one.
Yeah, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Dropkin
the
steals
split was
one.
unsuccessful. Dropkin steals one, and
Final
it's
of 7-2. Dropkin moves to 3-1. I believe Vukich moves to 2-2, if I recall.
And so the only remaining game is on sheet 4, where they had, as we mentioned earlier, they had 2 measures early on in the game, one of which was in the 4th end, and the officials came out and couldn't determine who was counting, and it became a blank end. So, so they're about an end behind the other sheets.
And Lindgren is leading 9-5, and they have 1 stone in the house, and right now they're peeling guards. Oh, might have just peeled their own out of the back as well. So they peel the guard, but they get the one out of the back as well.
No, but they peeled the guard, but they actually left the guard right there also. That is something, I think that's it's a practice that was adopted by some other curling teams, and
Yeah, so we have a question from the chat is why does the Dropkin team have numbers on their backs?
and I think that's something we should probably ask them. We could potentially ask their coach that question.
Yeah, because I'm not really clear what the answer is myself. So we'll reach out and we'll get the answer for you.
Why do the guys have the numbers on their back?
They've seen it on TV. Other people from Canada, elsewhere. It's just a big open space in the back, and so if they fill it with something, you can also, in effect, have a program where you can identify people by their number, like you do in other schools.
So we did get an answer from the Dropkin coach, Keith Dropkin, who coaches the Dropkin High Performance team, and he says that they have seen other players on television in Canada who do similar things, and so they decided that it's a big space on their back and they might as well fill it with something. They also are following the tradition of other sports where players can be identified by their numbers.
Yeah, the trendsetters.
So, since I was not paying a lot of attention, I'm not sure what number we're supposed to refer to Corey Dropkin as.
I think number 20.
Number 20.
Number 20 is
okay,
Corey.
okay. So next time we'll make sure, now that we know their preference, we'll make sure that we let the webcasting team know that they would like to be referred to as their number. Or at least open up that possibility.
They're on Vice Rocks on sheet 4. Ely is trying to draw behind a couple of guards she has out front. And Lindgren has hammer in the 9th. She draws one in and maybe biting, just in the full 8 foot, but totally exposed.
So Lindred's going to come down here and try to hit and roll behind Ely's guards. And it looks like she's not going to get the roll behind, but she is going to remove the red rock from play.
Yeah, any takeouts along the wall on sheet 4 will tend to run a little straighter. So now Emily Walker will try the same thing, take out and try to roll behind cover.
This is Emily's first shot. And looks like she's definitely inside, and she's going to get some roll, probably a little bit too much roll.
Yeah, just behind T line on a 8 foot, 12 foot. Lindgren will try to remove the red stone. Well, Lindgren went for the draw behind the guards instead for the hit. And just squeaking by the guard. To the top 8? No. Oh, just short of the 8 foot.
So is red still counting then? Looks that way. Okay. So it looks like Ely's going to have Emily try to come around the other way. Still trying to get the steal here.
The last draw they tried on this line, it kind of hung out and remained exposed, so we'll see if they can bury this one.
The sweepers are on it right away.
And it looks
I don't think it's
kind
the
of wide.
line they're doing that. It does look wide. So I think they were sweeping it for weight, and I think that the stone's going to hang out here. Definitely not get behind, but it will be the new counter.
Yeah, so Lindgren can hit that and roll the inside or
roll
stick
inside.
and take one. The crosshouse double might be there for 2, but not worth it at this point.
You think that
And you're up 4, probably not the wisest choice, but I know a few that might try it. Not in an event of this nature, though.
well,
Oh, that's kind of
I don't
hanging out
know.
there too.
That
but,
does look like it's hanging out. Looks like she's going to get it. The question
is it gonna? Yeah, she's got the nose. So
She's got the nose. Okay.
yeah.
Great. So then Lindgren does take 1 to go up 10-5.
And it looks
And
like
it
they're
looks
ready to
like it's
shake. Yeah,
shaking.
there it
Yep,
is.
It's game over there on sheet 4.
All right, so that's the end of
Great.
our draw 8. With a wrap-up of Lindgren beating Ely 10-5. Solom again beating Fowler 12-2 after 6. Dropkin beating Vukich 7-2 after 9. And Christensen over Schroeder 10-2 through 6. We've been brought to you again by Dunkin' Donuts of Lexington, Whole Foods of Wayland, and Brooms Up Curling Supplies. Thank you for joining us today, and we'll be back in a little bit for draw number 9 at 4 o'clock.
I'm sorry, 212. Come on, hold it. Yeah. No, 7. 7.
7-2.
7. Yeah. Five dollars. And 210, I think. Yes.
So congratulations. They really look sharp. I thought they really looked sharp. So
We shot 87%.